3D Shooting is an interesting little shmup made by, well, for the life of me, I couldn't figure out who the developer was. So if anyone knows, please let me know, so I can give them credit for making an addictive little bugger, with a few unique game mechanics that set it apart from the rest. For starters, the only two menu options available when you start up the game are essentially a form of character selection. The top option gives you a spiky redhead, while the bottom option will have you playing as a blue-haired girl with twin tails. I didn't notice any differences in gameplay between the two characters, so I guess the choice is purely a matter of personal preference. Though it seemed like whenever I played as the blue-haired chick I died earlier, so perhaps it's also a difficulty option as well, but that could merely be a coincidence. You may have noticed by now, but this horizontal shmup scrolls from right to left, or left to right if you think of it in terms of the background scrolling. This might take some getting used to depending on what shmups you play and how often, but it's nothing too disorienting. I like to think of it as more of a charming quirk than anything. When you actually get into the game, you have your standard movement controls and 3 action buttons: shoot, anchor, and skill cycle. The shoot button is pretty standard fare. All you do is hold it down to fire your weapons, simple as that. Don't hold it down forever though, because the red bar beneath your health gauge will start to fill whenever the shoot button is held down, and if it reaches max, your fire rate will drop to a crawl until the bar lowers to a certain point again. Pressing the anchor button causes a glowing spike whatever to shoot out from your player character and slowly retract after it reaches about 3/4 across the screen, give or take. When you kill an enemy, instead of them just exploding and disappearing, the debris floats around on screen for a few seconds in a harmless state. If your anchor touches these dead enemy parts before they disappear, you will upgrade whatever body part you have selected. More on that later. You can use the anchor even while shooting, and it readies itself almost immediately after retracting, but using the anchor causes the red gauge to shoot up a little, and you can't use the anchor if you're in cooldown mode from having maxed out the red bar. Just something to keep track of. The skill cycle button is used to change which body part you want to upgrade via anchoring enemy debris. The cycle loops from arms to body to legs to booster with each press, and once any specific part absorbs enough enemies it'll level up to a maximum of 5 levels. Each part gives different bonuses per level. Be careful though, your character's hitbox is comprised of all the individual hitboxes of her parts, and if a part gets too damaged, it'll drop a level to regain HP. Once a part has reached level 5, you can still upgrade that part to regain HP, but its level will never go higher than 5. Upgrading the arms increases how many bullets you shoot, adding 1 shot to the volley per level. The arms are the only parts that start at level 1, the rest start at 0. Upgrading the body does something, I don't know, but the body has the largest hitbox, so I guess it serves as armor. When the body reaches level 5, you get a powerful shoulder-mounted cannon with a slow rate of fire. Upgrading the legs decreases the speed at which the red bar fills while firing weapons, and makes it cool down faster while not firing. Guess the legs are where all the vents are. At level 5, you get a leg-mounted rapid-fire rocket launcher. Upgrading the boosters increases your movement speed. This is important. Be sure to upgrade your booster even if you're comfortable with your current speed, because with every upgrade, your character gets heavier, and we need a more powerful booster to move around at a reasonable pace. At level 5, the boosters get a laser cannon that shoots once in a blue moon. Seriously, you have the thing and forget that it exists by the time it fires again. It's ridiculous. The movement in this game is interesting, but can be frustrating at times. You have momentum when you move, which gives the character a nice sense of weight, but at the same time, if you see yourself careening into the flight path of an incoming bullet, you have to think to yourself, can I change direction fast enough, or should I just keep going and hope I outrun it? And by the time you figure it out, it might already be too late. Now, that's not to say this game is unforgiving. While it can certainly be near impossible to get very far if you don't get your upgrades early, the game is still fair and is built to complement its style. It's a refreshing step back from all the bullet hell shooters I've been playing recently. I mean, look at the infamous Donpachi series. Pretty sure it's physically impossible for anything bigger than 4 pixels to exist for more than a minute in that universe. But 3D Shooting only has about 1/100th of the bullets on screen at a time at best, and yet you can still feel quite a bit of pressure trying to avoid everything. It's because your character sprite is huge, and your hitbox isn't a tiny dot, it's the same size as the sprite, so you don't need to have any more than 10 bullets on screen at once to have a reasonable challenge. While you do have a health bar, it only goes down when a part that isn't leveled up gets hit. Staying alive is a matter of leveling up all your parts as quickly as possible and keeping them leveled up. The main health bar serves more as grace hits that you can take if any of your parts ever fall back to 0, or 1 in your ARM's case. In terms of longevity, the game is certainly fun, but pretty cut and dry as well. Once you pick a character, the game just throws you in, and once you die, it's back to the main menu. A great pick up and play game, but don't pick it up if you're in the mood for some serious character development. If this game had some sort of story or arcade mode, some unlockables, a high scoreboard, anything, it would make a perfect portable or mobile game. If the developers, or anyone really, picked up this game and added something to it, I'd gladly pay cold hard cash to have this on my Vita or 3DS. Hell, it inspires me to make a shooter of my own with similar mechanics. Anyways, 3 Days Shooting is a pretty cool game. I'd highly recommend it to any shmup fan, or any gamer with a minute to waste really. And with a negligible download size, only 19 megabytes unzipped, it's not a game that requires commitment to enjoy.